Welcome to the show. I don't know if did you guys catch the director of photography this
The
week?
director of photography is the best guy we've ever hired. That's the same guy that he shoots all the old Poe's videos, right, Poe?
Yeah. You know how to pronounce that, right? Don't you? And balls is hairy. My balls is hairy.
My balls is hairy. Kelly, I see in the chat that Kelly noticed the the post production. Who gives a crap?
Hey, first I want to say we got a special guest coming up with us that's down here in the green room, so I'm going to let you know I'm sure he can hear us. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and know that I'm going to bring you on here in just a minute. There he is. He sees us. So first, let me get through the introductions. I didn't have any slams for this week again. Sorry, but I'm Greg with G. Parker's Arcade Room. I'm going to pass it over here to that guy.
Hey, I'm Bart, Off Grid Arcade. Welcome back to the show. What is this, week 7? This is exciting stuff. Glad to be here. Yeah, let's get this thing done. Who's this guy below me?
Hey, Poe, Mr. Poe Style. Here we are again, week 7. Exciting stuff. On to you.
Hello, everyone. Mike CB here from the Gaming Road Warrior. Yeah, happy to be here. Glad you guys are up and running, it seems like. So, yeah, let's start the show. Anxious.
All right. Well, I don't want to leave this poor guy hanging too long because he's coming from a land far, far away. He hadn't been with us for a while because we changed our time slot, but I'm excited to say that tonight we got Digital Victory.
Yeah.
There he is.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey.
Hey.
Good to see you guys. Nice to see some new blood, Mr. Poe Style. I was getting tired of these guys. I didn't want to say it out loud, but that's why I haven't been on the show. You know.
Well, it looks like we got a pretty good gang tonight.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had something that was on my mind that I was going to say right away and did just like most old people do. I forgot exactly what the hell I was going to talk about right off the bat. But again, welcome to the show. Sunday nights, 6 p.m. We got some exciting stuff for you. A few little videos, a couple tutorials, a couple news about Nintendo Switch, some PlayStation video, and then some tournament stuff going on. And also, Digital Victory just came off of putting together some real nice videos on his channel. If you haven't checked it out, on the latest 3 new games from Zen Studios. So, pretty cool stuff. Bart, I'm going to pass it over to you for a minute.
Oh.
Look at my notes.
What am I talking about? Oh, Derek says I'm looking a little shiny tonight. Yeah, I put a different light up over here. I needed, my makeup person wasn't on Greg's credits, but yeah. So yeah, that was big, exciting news this week with the new tables from Zen. We got one Williams table, Whirlwind, and the two Zen originals, which I'm liking all of them. I haven't played Whirlwind yet because if anyone's watching my channel, you know I do Williams Wednesday, so I'm saving it for Wednesday. Poe, you made a tournament for Williams or for Whirlwind, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Is it going to go through Wednesday?
Yeah, I think I put it for 6 days. So, and then I totally forgot about it. I'm sure I'm last place. I haven't checked back. So
4 days left. There's 4 days left on it when I checked on it.
Yeah, because I might do that for my Williams Wednesday. I might play post tournament because see if I can come in second to last. But so is that what we're going to talk about first? The new Zen tables?
More than welcome to. Yeah, matter of fact, maybe we can get Ed to chime in on that too, because it sounds like he just came off putting a video up within the last 24 hours about those 3 tables. So, yeah.
I did. I've just kind of stepped back off the cliff from that harrowing experience. First of all, let me just say, I saw your guys' videos first, and I appreciate it. Greg and Bart, it inspired me to do my quick video of the new tables. And I usually get excited when all the new tables arrive. You know, it's kind of a neat thing to get some new blood going. And as soon as I got through the experience of finishing my video, I texted Greg and said, hey, I really want to get on your show this week because I got something to get off my chest. And as you know, I haven't been guesting on the show much, and part of it is the time thing. You know, it's middle of 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in California, and that's right between Mrs. Digital Victory and I's time to hang out and decompress before the new week starts. But this was an exception. I had to get on the show, and I'm not joining your stupid contest, Mr. Postile. And this is what I had to get off my chest. Whirlwind sucks.
It wasn't just me. Thank you. I thought it was just me, but to hear a professional like you, the master, say it sucks, all right. I feel good about myself now.
That table is hot garbage. So, if it's okay with you, Greg, I'd like to share my
Let me throw my 2 cents in. Derek was complaining about it on that, and I think, that's when I scored that real high score, and I put some smack in there. I said, you guys that want ball saves and all this little stuff, be a man and play a real pinball machine. My Stingray doesn't have any ball saves.
Stingray was an absolute pleasure compared to this. I'd play Fishtails 10 times before I ever touch this damn game again.
Now I'm really excited about my Williams Wednesday video I got to shoot.
I'm sorry, Bart. You do your thing and enjoy it. But so if it's okay with you, Greg, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for a second.
Sure.
All right. Before I do, let me just state that when I make my videos, I videotape the intro, say, welcome back. We got this going on this week, right here, right now, Digital Victory. And then I set up my camera to record the table. And these, not a tutorial, but these kind of videos, when I showcase a particular table, I want to show it in action and play it. And I don't have to break a record or anything. I don't have to win free games, but I want to kind of look like I know what I'm doing. And if it just looks bad, I'll just stop it real quick and then restart it again, and I'll use the good footage in the video. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the action of what was happening during this. So let's see, share screen. Select window or screen. Entire screen.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to address Derek's comment. Yes, I have seen the leaderboard since then, Derek, and I know you're dying for me to mention that you did pass me up on the leaderboard. I've got that off my chest. Are you ready, Ed? I'm gonna hit
so are you seeing my screen?
Right now, It is up. There you go.
Okay, great. So will you hear this as well?
I hope so.
Okay, if not, let me know as soon as you can, and I'll go back and do it again to make sure I'm clicking the proper buttons. So this is how I normally do it, and this is what happened this week.
We're hearing it. We're hearing it.
Whirlwind, the 1990 Williams Classic. To go along with all the other great Williams tables that Pinball Effects offers.
Okay, restart it. We're okay.
First up, Whirlwind, the 1990 Williams Classic table. To go along with all the other great Williams tables. Fits right in with the rest of them. First up, Whirlwind.
Oh my God. And the final one here.
First up, Whirlwind, the classic 1990 Williams table.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if you heard that last one, but I said, "Oh, are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but I was waiting for it. I'm like, I could imagine old post torrent that would have happened to try to record. But wow.
And this went on and on. You just saw 2 quick clips with 4 different intros. I'm not exaggerating when I had to do 15 of them at least before I got that crappy performance you saw in my video. And if you notice on my video, Whirlwind takes up about, an eighth of the screen, and the other two take up the rest of it because I was able to play those other ones much longer and actually enjoy the pinball aspect of it.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought you guys would get a kick out of that.
Yeah. See, I've only ever played Whirlwind once out in the wild, and I haven't played it yet here. So yeah, I'm not too confident in my abilities to put together a good game either.
I gotta ask Mike, how would you compare that to Tesla from what you've seen?
Well, I haven't played it. Maybe you guys are playing it wrong. You need the fan on you to get the experience.
Maybe
that's what's wrong. I mean, they even said it when I watched their show about it. They're like, "Hey, we want to buy the pinball table that has the fan on it." I'm like, "Oh yeah." That way, when you drain, you're not so hot-headed about losing. You kind of cool off, and you can keep dumping those quarters into that machine. I think that was the point of it.
That probably is. Wow.
Yeah, it reminds me more of the Addams Family. When it hits that magnetism, and it always seems to drain the ball. That's what it reminds me of. I talked to Poe about it. I said, "Hey, how do you like that game?" And he didn't seem too enthused about it because I was going to buy it. I was going to buy the game, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't buy it. Maybe I'll go kind of look at what everybody else thinks about it. But so far, what he said about it, what I watched from it, I don't know if I want to buy that game. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. I could do it all over again. I don't know if I would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm looking forward to. I always play 3 games on my Monday, Marvel Monday, Williams win. So this is looking like my 3 games could be a 4-minute video.
Yeah,
including my intro. But yeah, so if you want to see some comedy gold, watch my video on Wednesday because I'm going to not do any cuts. I'm just going to play it, and maybe by the 3rd game, keep the kids away or turn the sound down or put in earbuds because there might be some language flying from the looks of it.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. I got to ask real quick, and then we'll get back to this. Is I'm going to say hi to Garden Nerds. I think I know who that is. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
I like your gardening stuff there, bud.
Yeah. Hey, I want to. It's a little quick change of the topic, but I saw Livewire. He said his power's out. Oh. Remember last week at the end of this show when you could hear the thunder here? My neighbor, I have 2 neighbors whose house I can see here. One is off grid like I am. The other one has power. His power was out until Friday morning.
Oh, wow.
That storm knocked 20 power poles down over here. Wow. Yeah, so there's another benefit to being off grid because we had power.
Yes.
My neighbor over here had power, but we got up the next morning and we could hear a generator running, and he ran a generator for 6 days to keep his refrigerator going. Yeah, so win for the off-gridders.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, back to our regular scheduled rambling. Yeah. But yes, and since Mike brought up the Addams Family, and Ed, do you have the Addams Family on FX?
Not yet.
Yeah, you have it on. I'm sure you have it on VPX, though, right?
And FX3.
Totally different table on VPX than on FX. FX, that thing drains like crazy. I can't play it hardly at all. I got on VPX just to see. I'm like, I don't remember it being this hard. Got on VPX. I got more on my first ball than I got 10 games playing on FX. It's almost like on FX, to me, it seems like the flippers are reverse polarity of a magnetized ball, because if it touches it, it bounces way up. It's almost impossible to catch the ball. It's bouncing all, and then those center magnets, like Mike was saying, it's just plays havoc with it. It's a totally different table, and I haven't played it on FX again since I played it on VPX.
Is it on FX3? Because I have all the FX3 tables. I honestly don't remember if that's in. You know,
I don't
I
think
don't
it
think it is. I think they released it only on FX.
okay. So
Yeah.
I don't have it yet. Then I know for sure that I have it on DPX, but I haven't really played it much at all. There, you know, when you got 500 or whatever it is, you know, there's only so much
Right.
time in the day. There's several.
Yeah, it's hard to get back to them. But yeah, it's a totally different table. I don't know if it's more realistic because maybe it was a quarter gobbler in the arcades.
Yeah.
They want it to be tough. So, and whoever made the VBX table was like, I want to play the game for a while. Let's tone it down. But
Well, since we're talking about Whirlwind and Pinball right now, I think this is a perfect time, a lead-in for this. Mr. Postile does have a tournament going on for Whirlwind. Now I'm going to let you guys know, this is one of the things I had in my notes to bring up, is we're having trouble. Derek and I were having trouble the other day, and I think some of the others were too. It seems like those codes weren't working for a while. I don't know if they got it fixed or not. I typed post in there perfectly and made sure that whatever that code was you gave us, when you had it, I had it written down, and it couldn't find it. So I'm letting people know that if you can't find them that way, especially if you know it's a private tournament, you can filter private tournaments and then look for the name. So, and I typed in that code right, but I found it by filtering. So you might have to do that for a while on FX's search by name, which is a real bitch. I mean, it's hard to do. But with that being said, I got a clip here, a little reel talking about post-tournament. So I'm going to go ahead and show that and show the table that we just been talking about. So here you go. Okay, everybody, I'm back out here in the arcade room. And on the cabinet, I'm on the other cabinet now that has Pinball FX on it. And let's jump in on Mr. Postile's tournament. He's already got up and running. And the code for it is CTZL. That's, let's see, what's the phonetics for that? Cat, Top, Zebra, Lima. I'm not very good at those military things. CTZL, that's the code to find it. Let's open it up. Let's take a look at the leaderboards real quick. Okay, Derek, Pixeltorium, 7,788,200. I'm coming in there at a close second at 5,984,170, and Postel's in there at 2,119,700. Let's play this thing. Okay, I always forget how to get back to the tournaments. After looking at this, escape. There it is. Let's play this thing, and the password is all lowercase. You can't see it though, so let me make sure I get this right. It's POE. Let's see what Poe's got going on here. Looks like there's 4 days left. Whirlwind. So there you go. There's the password and the code to get in on Mr. Postile's Whirlwind tournament that's got a few days left. Might as well go ahead and play a quick game. This is a tough one. All those spinning whirlwinds in the table misdirect the ball when it's coming down. The center there kind of messes with you a little bit. Oh. I got one ball lock today. Oh, I got a multi-ball. Don't screw up now, Greg. Oh. No, 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 no. But I did get an extra ball, so I'm still on one ball. Our ball one. Maybe I've got a fighting chance here.
Take cover now.
Anyway, this is Mr. Poststyle's tournament. Set up on Pinball FX. The new table, Whirlwind, the Williams table. Just put out this week by Zen Studios.
The storm is over.
Okay, now I got a ball locked. Oh, I was paying attention to that emergency vehicle up there and let that scoot right past me. Ball 3, last chance.
The storm is coming. Return to your homes.
Return to your homes. The storm is coming. Oh, I almost
Take
messed that
cover
up.
now.
Oh no! Oh, that. Okay, 3 million. 3 million. $3,216,630. And where was I at before? Oh, I was at 5,984,000, so didn't improve my score there. But there you go. Whirlwind, Mr. Poststyle's tournament. Password is Poe. Check it out. Back to the show. Okay, before anybody says anything, I saw Mike shaking his head. I'm not a military guy like you guys, but I do know that it's Charlie, Tango, Zulu, Lima. But when I was doing that video, I could not flip and think of what they were. I just drew a blank, and I had to come up with something because I wasn't going to sit there and Google it. And I know that stuff. Charlie, Tango's. Anyway, go ahead. You can pop trash on me all you want.
Really?
You said cat. Beer, cat.
I was grasping straws. But with that being said, yes, that was a stupid thing on my part. But after seeing Ed's video of him launching the ball, you got to admit, at least I got a few million points. And
That's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
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 That was a good game. That was a good game. Yeah. I didn't even hear the rest of your letters you called out, Greg, because I was still laughing from Cat.
Yeah, Greg was on there. Greg was like, P as in pneumonia. K as in knife.
The minute I shot that video, I said, I am going to catch crap for this. But I thought, what are you going to do when all of a sudden your old ass just draws? I like.
I mean, it could have been worse, Greg. You could have been on a show with 2 guys from the Navy and 2 guys from the Air Force. Oh, wait. Never mind. That's funny, though. But it was a great game. That was a great game for Whirlwind.
I hadn't even smoked any weed before I did that game.
Ed was saying he needed to smoke some after his game.
Captain Jack was calling my name.
Yeah, and I'll put this up here. Derek was saying too, and this goes along with what you were saying, Greg. I guess the codes still aren't working, and he found it the same way I had to find yours, Greg. I did it. I searched for private games in the number of days that were left because you did that tournament that was only 2 days long, and then there was only like 8 to choose from, so it was easy to find the one.
Right.
But if private is too big of a list and you know how long it is, you can also narrow the search. But
right.
that was especially that first ball. That was
Oh yeah,
that was looking like it was going to be a good game. But
I had, as you see, I had a better game, and I think if you look at that tournament, I think Derek's got me. He practically doubled my score. So, and I know he wanted me to bring that up because he pointed it out in the chat.
I saw Poe has a top 3 going, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll get more people in your tournament now because they know to look for cat, tomato. What's that? Oh, Zamboni. Isn't that the thing that does the hockey thing?
Yeah.
Cat, tomato, Zamboni. Yeah.
Wow.
Lovely.
Okay. You guys have a good rest of your night. I'm out of here.
There you go. Now he's going to come back and say I kicked him.
I wanted the middle spot on top.
It's your world, boss.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man.
So I had my time in the fun. You guys, I'm putting you in charge right now, Bart. Pass it around a little bit. I'm gonna check for my next segment while you guys are going on. I was prepared this week, so I got segment.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Mike, did you end up buying any of the new tables yet at all, or
Nope.
not?
I was like talking to Poe about like, hey, how's that Whirlwind? And because I was gonna get that one because I like usually buying with the Williams tables, and it didn't seem like he was too enthused about that game. Yeah.
Hey, I was going to lie just so you'd blow the money like I did.
No.
It's the greatest, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have said it was like better than Tesla, I probably would have bought it.
It is. It is better.
No.
Than
Come on.
What? Now, Poe, you bought all of them. Did you play them all?
No, I haven't played Samurai yet.
You haven't played the Samurai Tale? That's
No.
Now I know. Watching Ed, I know that Ed seemed to lean toward that island one, but I'll tell you what, I really dig that Samurai one. And Ed, that's something I noticed you were struggling with on your video, was hitting that up the sheath. And I'll tell you what, I got to where I was doing pretty good at that. I was getting up there and getting in that.
Yes.
Fight. Yeah.
I figured it out. I kind of noodled through it, and I got my timing down on it after the video. I'd just been playing it, and left Off Grid's old score in the dust. I just kept grinding, and finally, just,
Nice.
Nice.
I like that table the best now. That's my favorite.
Oh, nice.
What I like about that, trying to get it up the chute from that little flipper, is you can actually catch the ball up there.
That's what I learned. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of times you have them little flippers, you can't catch stuff.
Yeah.
And but that will let you catch it, and it's a fairly forgiving little area. I am digging that. I think when I first started, I liked the what is it, Mystery Island? It's
Mysterious Island. Yep.
Mysterious Island. I was liking that at first, and then I started playing the Samurai more, and I'm like, I kind of like this Samurai table now. So I think it's grown on me.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's what, $10 for 2 tables. It's not bad. So, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, good price.
Yeah. But let's see. What do we got going on here? Anything in the chat happening?
Yeah, I've kind of been out of the chat because I've been looking at the.
Mysterious Island has a Monkey Island soundtrack by. Oh, does it?
Well,
I don't know.
Since we're picking on Poe a little bit, Poe's been doing a lot of VR work. He's got the PlayStation, which I know nothing about, so I'll give him a minute to talk about that if he'd care to. But the big thing I want to mention, though, because I know he won't mention it because he's for a big hardworking guy, he's kind of modest. But in the link to the description on my channel and Bart's, I don't have control over Mike and Poe's. But in there is a link to a video that you can watch that is nominating Poe for YouTuber of the Month. And if you go watch that video, all you have to do is put in the comments, I vote Mr. Postop. Go do that, and we're going to do this, Poe. we're going to do this. This show's going off the rails as soon as you get that YouTuber of the month. I'm excited.
Gonna retro blitz you.
Right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I do need. At first, I said I'm not going to make a video about it, but I do need to thank Retro Bliss for nominating me for that. So I should make a video just to thank him and to thank the people for going over there and doing that. I'm not big into like competitions like that. Even whenever I was a kid and was nominated in 6th grade for like class president, I was like, I don't really want to do this, guys. You know, so it was one of those things. But yeah, I do appreciate it. I appreciate the people that voted and Retro Bliss for doing that. So I need to make a video just to thank him for taking the time to do that.
Yeah, Retro Bliss is a good guy. I believe he's been here in our chats before. I'm not looking at the chat now, so I can't tell, but I know I've seen him around. I watched his channel. I subscribed. Good guy, and I thought that was really decent of him to give you a nomination.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's nice.
You've been trying to figure out how to hack in there, though, and get those votes for that other guy out.
There's a lot of great other guys on there, too. I actually subscribe to them. So checking out their channels, there's some cool people that have been nominated. So
yeah, even if you do lose, which you're not going to, because I'm a positive thinker. But I'll tell you, if you lose, you got no reason to have any shame because there are some good people out there. So,
Yep.
With that being said, though, if you guys don't mind, we hit on pinball for a while, and we'll get back around to everybody again. But I just kind of want to move over to Poe. Because Poe, I want him to talk a little bit about his PlayStation and some stuff he's been doing, and maybe lead us into your little clip for today, if you don't mind.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, we did get the PlayStation VR2 this week. Came Tuesday. I wasn't feeling good all week, so I didn't play anything all week since probably my Popeye video last weekend. So that came on Tuesday. My son tried it out either while I was at work or in bed. He tried out the new Horizon, and he had a good time with that. So I finally did sit down with it. Friday, I think I tried out No Man's Sky real quick without recording it. And then yesterday I played Saints and Sinners, the Walking Dead game, and that was a blast. With the haptic controllers, when you sink that knife into a zombie's head, you feel it when you're pulling it back out. It's like it's stuck, you know, you're pulling it out.
Awesome.
Yeah, the headset that they give you, there's vibration in it, so when you're being grabbed, you're feeling it in your head and everything else. You know, it's a comfortable headset they packed in this time with the thing. The first day, I didn't get any fog with it, but with this giant bald dome of mine, I did get some fogging up today when I played the game Humanity with it. It was fogged up a little bit, so might have to look into a fan or something, or stand right in front of the AC when I play it. But
Does that work with Gran Turismo?
Yeah, I watched the Drunk Gamer the other night playing it, and I've read where that just is awesome with it. I asked the drunk about that. He said you definitely want the steering wheel for it, but it's like you're really racing with that thing. So I need to play something that really shows off the graphical capabilities, you know, of the PlayStation with it. Right now, like that Saints and Sinners and everything, still not the greatest graphics with it. I've heard that Resident Evil Village looks great with it. I haven't tried that. I do have the game. There's a few other ones that'll be coming out soon. That Humanity, that's like a Lemmings puzzle game. I played that today. I uploaded that video. That's cool. I let a lot of people die in the game by accident, but really cool game.
I bet that Resident Evil could really use some of that haptic effects to great effect with the scary stuff. Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I talked to the drunk during one of his streams, so I was watching him use it a lot this weekend, and he said that was the first game he played. He actually bought the game before the headset came out and just saved the game for the headset when it came out.
Yeah.
Now, I asked him and Menace, they were both playing Walkabout Golf with it. So I asked them both during their streams this weekend, what is the difference? Because I know they both have it for the Quest 2, and they both have it for... Did you just buy it just to buy it? What's the difference? Didn't really get a real straight answer from them. Brooklyn Menace said it looks better. Well, that's not enough for me to buy a game again just because it looks better. I have on the quest to play with these guys, and that's where the fun is for me. And the drunk just said, "Oh yeah, it's worth getting again." Well, to me, it's not unless I have friends on there. Yeah, you got to have the friends there to play it. So
I didn't know you were on PlayStation. That's cool. We'll have to
yeah. And I guess leading to the video now that I made today, I did buy a new SSD a month or two ago, and I've been too lazy to put it in the PS5. Got a 2 terabyte. Finally did the upgrade today, and really that's like a 10-minute job that I should have done a long time ago. So instead of me doing it, I had old Poe do it because I figured it's so easy he couldn't mess it up. So we recorded it and we sent that to Greg to show tonight. So
awesome. Yeah, it's a must do if you got a PS5.
All right.
It's worth it.
Well, it sounds like a great lead in then. We will now show Poe's Mr. Old Poe doing a little tutorial on the Drive Edition.
Science and technology. How'd you make my voice all echoey like? All right, everybody, Old Poe here, and today we're going to put a new STD in our PlayStation 5. So first thing you want to do is power it down the right way. Power it the whole way down. Take off all your cables, and here it is. You get your Phillips head screwdriver. That's named after a fella named Philip. His head's all shaped funny, so they named it after him. And there's your STD. Get that off Amazon. Look up for compatible ones for your PlayStation. That one there is a 2 terabyte. And you want to clear off your gaming area, so you don't need all these extra games around. You don't need your Coleco steering wheel in the way. Make sure you keep Mom's tablecloth looking good. Rosemary and Thyme. It's like that song by Seaman and Garfunkel. Pop off the lid by prying up and sliding down. Be a little more gentle than I was, and that's where your STD is going to go. There's a little screw there, as you can see. Use your Phillips head, shaped like Phillips head. I knew the feller. Odd-shaped head, kind of like that sloth guy from the Goonies. Now, so you make sure it's the right size. That one's a little too big. You won't want to strip the screw. Like the screw is stripper, you don't want to strip the screw. That's a little big. So I messed up there. Sorry about that. No. Whoopsie. Go get a smaller one. There we go. Surprise. The magic of cinematography. We got a smaller one. Now we can go to town. Well, we're good. Oh, some lung butter for you. I love you so much. There we go. Get her in there. Apply a little bit of pressure. Not too much, because everything's plastic these days, Not the screw, but everything around her is, right? The housing, everything else. Be very careful, because you might want to get in there again one day. That's what she said. And, there, see? Now it's out. You take off the little cover there. And that's where your STD is going to go. It's right down inside there. There's another little screw in there. And I'll show you. That's a keeper. That's gonna hold your STDs in place. Right there. And it's got a sleeve around it. It's not really a washer. People calling it a washer on the internet. It's like a little sleeve. So, and you pop that out. Now be careful again, don't strip your screw. Because screw your stripper, don't strip your screw, your strippers and screws. Pretty good joke there, so I'm gonna keep saying her. Alright. You take that out. And this is real simple. Science and or technology. The only problem is Old Poe's hands are a little shaky, and that's a tiny screw. So don't drop her down inside the machine or you're going to have a heck of a time. I had to take my watch off, see my tan line. It's a pretty sexy tan line. There, see? You see the little sleeve around it? I'm showing you. Keep your pants on. Listen, you're a female. I just put her there next to the other screw now. Now, carefully open your STD. Make it nice and smooth and open that box just in case there's something wrong with it and you got to return it. You don't want it all damaged, And that way you can just close her up and send her back nice. So, send her right back to Amazon. They can put her back on the shelf and send her to the next guy if you have a problem. So, nice and smooth. Open it up there. And inside you're going to find your STD with the heatsink already with it. That's the kind I got. You got your safety precautions and everything. You want to make sure you read that stuff. And there it's all protected by some foam rubber. And there it is. There's your connection points. There's your heat sink, and there's where the screw with the sleeve's gonna go, just to hold it in place so it don't shake free. It ain't gonna shake free unless you're standing there jiggling it like it's a freaking, what are them weights called? Shake weight, yeah. Shake and bake weights. There. You slide it in. Now, you can't hear it here, but there's an audible click when you slide it in. It's a click, it's in place. See there? And there's a screw hole, depending on the size, how long. That's what she said, how long it is. There's going to be a screw that goes in, a screw hole there. That's going to be perfect for your size. So there she is. I just pointed it out to you. Pause it if you need to. Take a look, take a close look. Now here's your little screw with the sleeve. Be careful here. It's easy to fumble around. You'll see, I'll fumble it here. I dropped it. Whoops, what the hell did I do? I dropped there in a little hole there, but luckily that hole had a bottom to it. Dagnabbit. See, get a little shaky. Didn't have my bifocals on. I picked her right back up again, though. No biggie. Put her back in that little sleeve. Don't strip it now. Put her in good. Sometimes I do a half turn backwards just to seat the screw in there. Then I start turning her clockwise. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey is what the old timers said, and it's true. For the most part, it's true. All right? Most of the time for your screws and your nuts and these nuts, and also for, valves and stuff like that. If you're doing some plumbing, or you got your natural gases and your not so natural gases. Now it's in there. Now you just want to put your cover back on. And you grab that screw that came with it, the little PlayStation screw. You'll see it has the little PlayStation symbols if you look really close. If you got your bifocals, you see it has a little triangle and so. Then there, magic of cinematographies. It's back on. You push it down into place and you slide it, and it's back on there. We set her up there. Our cover is back on Mama's nice tablecloth, and there you slide back over your Coleco steering wheel. Nope, it don't fit in there, Poe. It won't go with it. There's your hot tater chips, and there's your Tetris Attack for the Game Boy, still in the box. That's pretty nice deal. We're good to go. So all we need to do is take this back into our living room and hook her up. That's her energy drink. At my age, you don't drink those. And that game, that's not even compatible with the PlayStation 5. I don't know why it's there. But thumbs up to you anyway if you play Metroid G. Parker. It's not going to play in your PlayStation 5, though. Okay, turning it on, it's going to say, do you want to foreskin your new STD? You want to foreskin that storage? And you're going to tell it, yes, you want to foreskin it. No, it's warning you that it's going to erase anything that's on there. Well, you bought the thing brand spanking new. I got mine from Amazon. Look up compatible ones through the Google or the Goggle or whatever, and you're foreskinning it right now. Don't you worry. That's good, and it's going to tell you what your read speed is, whatever the hell that means. Oh, belly's bubbling. And there you go. And that's the first screen you're going to see. And there it tells you everything there. It tells you what to do to change where you want to store your stuff now. It tells you how to do it. Go to your settings, go to your storage, your installation location. Safely remove, blase blah. We're not going to remove it. We just put the dig dang thing in there. Alright, so then I'll show you here. We did go in here. And I got a bunch of games I did delete, but we're still in my library. My Harry. PS5 apps and games. From here on out, we're going to store that stuff on our new STD. And information location. And PS4 games and apps too. Why not? Instead of console storage, put them on there. We got 2 terabytes now. So, and you can go up to 4 terabytes, I think right now is the highest you can go. But, I mean, you don't got to do that right now, do you? You might in the future. I mean, I just got this thing. I bought it on Black Friday. Since Christmas, we actually started using the thing, and it filled up right away. I got a ton of games in my library. Free ones from the PlayStation Plus. And, there's a bunch of games sitting in my library waiting to be installed back on the thing. This will show you. Evil West. It says, no, you ain't got no room for it. I'm like, wait a minute, now? I don't want to free up space. I'm going to change the location to my storage device. And that is how you do. This is how we do it. So there you go. Now, another thing to note here that I forgot to say that I should have said at the beginning. Make sure you ground yourself. Touch a piece of metal or something before you open that thing to work on it. You don't want a little static charge to ruin your machine. We used to do that as kids on the shag carpet. We'd rub our feet and we'd go over and shock each other right at the top of the crack of our ass. We thought that was hilarious, me and my brothers. So make sure you have no static charge in you. Boom, I will not be held responsible for nothing, for anything, for my entire life. So thank you. Back to you, G. Parker, Off-Grid Arcade, and to you, Michael Sheeby, the Gaming Road Warrior, yeah! And to you, Poe, I guess, idiots. All right, guys, love you. Love you too much. Bye-bye. Hey, Derek.
Well done.
It's funny because I just bought a new 1 terabyte SD card, micro SD card for my Switch. I had to foreskin it too. So I can make it work. It's amazing. Great video. I loved it.
It's really simple to do. I don't know why I put it off for so long because, like I said, you could get that thing done just like that. Just put it in and go.
Who knew that old Poe was so tech savvy? He got all the terminology down. It's just right there.
I went out. Oh, go ahead, Bart.
Well, I was just going to say, Mike a little bit, but mostly Poe gives us a hard time for not having a PS5 yet. But it's because they come with, you can get STDs from them things. That's why I don't know how you explain that to your wife when you. No, I promise you, it was from the PS5. I don't think she's going to believe it.
Good luck.
You got to have a Phillips head to work on it.
That's right.
But I was out at Micro Center today and bought this 1 terabyte. I went ahead and got the 1 terabyte micro SD card. Hard to believe you can get a terabyte in that little bitty card.
Right.
And just since we're bringing that stuff up, talking about memory, they got this down to 1 terabyte for $79 at Micro Center now for a 1 terabyte micro SD card. So that's a good buy. And then those M2 drives, I was scouring down that aisle. What a cool looking technology. And I'm sure you have to have a special one for that PlayStation, right, Poe? I mean, you can't just buy one of their cheap ones off the shelf.
That's easy enough to find. You do a search. You'll see a lot of people reviewing them, which are the best ones, and a lot of times they'll have a link right in their reviews. You just click on it. Most of the time, they're available right on Amazon. So,
right. Well, I know Mike had a ton of those things hanging on the wall, and I thought, man, I wish I think my little case will let me hook one of those up to a Raspberry Pi. Believe it or not, you could use one of those M2 hard drives. They say they're super fast.
They do fill up fast on the PS5, though. I had the 2 terabyte, and it's full. When I buy new games now, I got to find something to delete.
Right.
I was thinking about getting the 4 terabyte, but those are still $300. That's a chunk of change.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
you can invest some money in that stuff. Well, again, I want to give anybody else a chance to jump in, but I did have a little bit since I talked about the Switch here. We got a few things left on our agenda. Let me show my. It's time for a little Nintendo news. If everybody's good with that, this is a short one.
Yep.
And let me make sure I got the right one. Here's some updates I've got for Nintendo. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nintendo News, brought to you by the show. Nintendo Switch Online is what I'm going to talk to you about today. 3 different systems on the Nintendo Switch Online: Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and the NES system all have new games in their lineup if you belong to the Nintendo Switch Online. Let's take a look at the Super Nintendo and what they added to that. Gonna get fired up here. And the new game, Dog Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon. Well, we'll get out of this quick because my video card is not cooperating. For the Game Boy, we've got two new games, Kirby Tilt and Tumble and Blaster Master Enemy Below. Now that looks pretty cool. I'm going to have to try that out. And the last one we got is NES, the NES system. Let's see what we got here. And one new one here, Mystery Tower. So there you go. Some new additions to the Nintendo Online service. Check them out. They've added some games. It seems like they alternate between the different consoles that they put these out for. And I'm looking forward to some more great titles coming out soon. Now, I can't wait to try these. Maybe I'll do some demos on them, but I just wanted to make everybody aware that they have added some games to the Nintendo Online service. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Thought I'd do a little update on. I try to do that whenever I see anything out, and I did not do a maintenance video on pinball machines. I just didn't get to it, so I'll start a.
Greg, that Kirby game, I was watching RGT talk about that the other day. That was one that came out, I think, for the Game Boy Color, and originally I think it used motion control on the Game Boy Color. So Nintendo used the Joy-Con. They put motion control back into that game for the Switch now. And I think that is a pinball game as well, Kirby. So you can use the Joy-Con motion controls for that game. They actually, instead of just straight porting the game, they put motion control back into that game.
Oh, I'm going to have to check. I have not played any of them yet, but I'm going to have to do that. Who did you say you saw doing it?
RGT85. I know Mike watches him sometimes as well. So.
Yep. I'll check him out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta apologize, but I gotta dip out right here. Something I gotta take care of. But thank you so much for having me. Good to see all you guys in the chat. Derek, Mr. Livewire, Arcade Chaos. You guys are great as always.
Yeah, it was great having you.
Thanks so much for letting me join you tonight, guys.
Yeah, good to see you, Ed.
Always welcome, Ed. We'll send you a link anytime. All right.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
So it was nice having Ed on tonight. He puts together some good content. Well, yeah, I apologize. I do not have anything. We had quite a few segments for this week, so next week I'll try to have some more pinball machine maintenance ready for us. So anyway, we got a couple other things, but let's just take a break from showing videos and shoot the breeze for a few minutes, address the chat. And Bart, I'm going to turn it over to you while I check out my next.
Well, I did want to, since you were talking about the Nintendo stuff and some new stuff that came out. It's not new, but I think, Poe, you pointed out first in our little group that the iArcade extended the sale on the games that was supposed to end last Friday. What's it going till now? The 16th, I think?
Yeah, this Friday coming up, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you were wanting to buy a game on the iArcade and you thought you missed your chance, go ahead and buy it now because they're still on sale for another few days. So
I bought 2 more games last night.
What'd you buy?
I bought Matt Mania and the other Mania wrestling game on there. So yeah, 2 old classic wrestling games. So
yeah, that goes right along with the theme of the cabinet you got.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look through again and see if I missed anything. And if anyone's watching looking for, I don't know. I'm not reading into any of the hubbub of Oh, they extended the sale because they're going out of. I'm not buying into any of that. I think they're just making some money and said, "Let's keep going. We're making some money. Let's keep doing this." So, it's a good time to buy some games.
I want to say something about that iArcade. I've got that one cabinet, the At Games, which I like, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it. But if it wasn't for room, and even with all these rumors flying around and stuff, I'll tell you what, at the price point of buying that machine, seeing the build quality of it, of what you and Paul have showed me of yours, the price point of the games to put on there, especially if they're on sale, I'll tell you what, and knowing that I can play this online stuff with you guys, I really have given it some thought. The only thing is I keep turning around doing an about face every time I get close to pushing the button, mainly because of room. I don't like it that much that I want to give up my At Games. There's things I do like about that. And I just wish I had more room because I think, what'd you get for it? $299, Tom?
$299. Someone did say in the Discord that there were still so many units left. I think last I heard there was like 35 units left. I don't know how they know that, but now that was the other day I read that. So most of the time when you're in Discord, it's just people slamming the product. So that's the big trend right now. So I stay away from there.
I've also heard, and I don't know how true it is, but I've heard people say that at like Best Buy and stuff, if you happen to it, they're selling them at $299 also, and then you save on the shipping because you're picking it up local. So, there you can save some money also.
And one thing you can do is build the bar top, not put it on the stand. I mean, you can put it on a table surface or something. It wouldn't take up that much real estate.
Right. Yeah.
It just seems like the price point, because it seems to me I gave $400 or $500 for that At Games, and I thought I can't remember exactly what I gave for it. The two smaller units I did, and again, I don't think that's what our channel is about, is saying bad things about things. I only say the good things. There's bad things about everything. There's bad things about this show.
Nah.
But anyway, I don't know. It's from what I've seen,
DJC,
it's a great product. Great product.
DJC, hey DJC, I'm going to be doing a Popeye on the Intellivision video eventually. I usually have it ready by Sunday, but I'm on vacation this week, so I'm taking it slow. So Intellivision, I know that's your thing, so that's coming up.
And Derek says, can you play other things besides the arcade titles they offer? Not at this time. You can't. There's no there's HDMI out that makes it convenient for recording video, but there's no HDMI in or any other way to port stuff in or yet. I imagine someone somewhere figured out how to hack something and put a Raspberry Pi inside of it, and you stand on one foot and stick your tongue out the left side of your mouth and push the
probably
A, Z,
on
and W button.
The darker side of the webs, there's probably somebody doing that right now.
Yeah.
One of those PC wizards like your Mike Seabees probably knows something about that.
We don't talk about the dark web here.
The At Games, is the opposite. Your guys just puts it out so you can video capture. But the At Games, you actually got an HDMI in port, and you have a USB port for control. But I'll never forget, I was really cussing that thing when I first got it because there were a lot of games I didn't have the sauce back then. Whatever. Everybody's afraid to talk about it. You go to Reddit and get it. Why is everybody so afraid to tell you that? Just go to Reddit and get it. That's the sauce and you get it. I mean, it's a big secret. But before that happened, I took my Raspberry Pi to it. And I'll tell you, the only thing they missed on that one is why they didn't put ports and a little shelf on the back of it, because I'll never forget, I was going to do a cornball video on it when I first did it. I was going to say, man, it's so great hooking up my Raspberry Pi, but you had the control deck and then you had a million wires and pieces sitting off to the side and everything. All they had to do was, a matter of fact, I thought about doing that myself, was just rerouting those USB ports, and if you could get that apart and somehow splice into that HDMI or just and put a shelf back there, because I'll tell you, I have played my Raspberry Pi on that game, and even if the At Games part of it all went away, it'd make a perfect cabinet it's a Raspberry Pi cabinet.
Right.
Hey. So
Right. Yeah. And it would be nice on the arcade if you had that ability to port something in, hook a Raspberry Pi, and run some MAME stuff and some other emulators. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm happy with it for what it is, and the game selection and the build quality. I think it's a good unit. So,
What type of
I
monitor?
think
What type of monitor is it using? Is it a monitor that you could actually plug something else into it? I mean, if you had to disconnect it from its, I mean, I don't know that much about it. Have you ever looked at the monitor inside of it?
I did. Mine was pre-built. I bought mine used, very extremely lightly used. So I didn't have to assemble the bar top. So I didn't even see the monitor post.
Yeah, I honestly didn't pay much attention to it. It already has the wires all connected. You know, you plug things in and then you put it all together. So it was already pretty much done for you, you know.
I think it's fairly proprietary, though. It's not like it has just an HDMI port that you plug it in, right? It's got like a ribbon cable type of thing or something.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, you've got, as far as arcade cabinets, you've got actual arcade cabinets, right, in your room?
Yes, yeah, I do. But let's see. I would say one of them is running on an actual board. Like, I'll give you an example. For my Street Fighter Champion Edition and the 1943 cab, since that's a vertical cabinet, I have vertical games on that. And then on my Street Fighter, that's all horizontal games that I have tied to that system. There's a board you can buy. I'm trying to remember what the board was. I'll have to look into it. But where I play Donkey Kong, I have the 3 games on it. But I discovered a newer board that you can get, which will save, I think, 5 people's high scores onto it, which I'm interested because that one only saves the top guy. So whoever's number 1, it will just record the first place person on there. So yeah, I would like to get a different board, but I'm not running Raspberry Pi on any of my machines. The guy I bought it from actually made the board. It's like a small board. It's about that big, but it's got like the ROMs for the arcade games. But the only problem, I kind of discovered this prior to getting the machine set up to it. Before, like Street Fighter, I have the actual CPS2 board to Street Fighter Alpha 2, and I would always go play that machine all the time. But ever since I got like a lot of games, I don't play too much of the arcade anymore. I kind of like, wow, there's so much to pick. I don't know what to get. So, but the Donkey Kong I do play a lot because it's only subjugated to 3 of the Donkey Kong games, and that's it. So, but I find out I don't really play my other ones that have way too many, because I'll be spending about 10 minutes or so trying to look for a game to play. Like, oh, that looks cool. And then I stop, I turn it off, and walk away.
You know, I think that's the whole problem I have with that Pandora's box DX that I got. I was given that, you know, and whenever I actually sit down with it, I spend 45 minutes going through the games, and then, okay, time's up, and I put it away. Yeah. So I don't end up playing, you know.
But you do find some gems. I mean, you found the logger. If it wasn't for you looking through the
And somebody else played that Leprechaun game that time.
Well, yeah, Leprechaun's on there too.
So then a few of us played it, and that's the first time I ever played that was last year at St. Patrick's Day, and that was a cool find. You know, I never heard of that game before. So there's some cool stuff on it. Now that thing is loaded with fighting games, and that's not my big thing, fighter game. Yeah. Back in the 90s it was, you know, Street Fighter I thought was awesome, and Mortal Kombat, but I mean, my reaction time now is, it isn't what it used to be, but...
Old pose reaction time, right?
There is something to be said for that, too. Like you're saying, Mike, your Donkey Kong only has the Donkey Kong games. Yeah. I had a couple of main machines that I built, and one was a Donkey Kong, and when you booted them up, it wasn't booting into MAME, it booted right to the game. When you booted, I built a Robotron 2084, and it booted right into it. Now, I had a couple other games that you could play on there, but 90% of the time, I'd fire them up, and sometimes we'd be watching TV. I'd fire up that Robotron machine, and it'd be in the right off the living room. And commercial break, you get up, and even if you're halfway decent, Robotron doesn't take long. You die quickly. It's a hard game, so you can jump on there and play it. And we used to play the crap out of it because it was one game. You turn it on and you played it, and not all this. Like you probably, it's a perfect description. You spend 45 minutes scrolling. Yeah, it's kind of like when you got 1,000 TV channels. You're flipping through and pretty soon, it's bedtime. Now I don't want to start a show.
Yeah.
So there is something to be said for having dedicated. But Mike, I did want to ask you. You got that Street Fighter. Does it have a really good volume? Does it get nice and loud?
It does.
Especially when you're trying to have conversations.
Yep.
You know what I love to hear loud is the attract mode, the Dragon's Lair. Whatever you think of the game, I love the attract mode to it. That brings back so many memories. I just love Dragon's Lair, boom and voice. I love that.
Right. It is awesome. You could.
I wish on the iArcade you could just set it to that and just leave it to that. They have their own attract mode on there, but which I've heard that awesome. Changes every so often. They change it themselves there at iArcade or something. So right now it toggles through games. I turned it on and forgot yesterday. I went to I have it in my basement. I went to the bathroom. I'm sitting on the pot and I'm like half falling asleep. It was late at night and I forgot the attract mode was on. And then all of a sudden I hear Donut Dodo roll out in my basement. It scared the tar out of me. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, Donut Dodo wakes you up when it comes across there. Dragon's Lair, Derek says.
You talk about attract modes. That's one thing that we talk about things we wish the FX would do. When I've got Pinball and Emporium running on the one cabinet, that's a nice thing. If you're not playing, it scrolls through. It's almost like a screensaver, the different tables, and it has some features on the back
nice
stuff. So when that table sits idle, it's constantly scrolling through different tables it shows table play, it shows the DMD on the back, it's simulated play. But when you're in FX, when I leave it on, I'm always afraid I'm going to leave that on too long and get screen burn, which I don't think is a problem like it used to be with the old TVs. But still, FX just sits there and doesn't do anything. And I wish they put some type of screen save type thing on there when you're sitting on it, because it's sitting in there now. Because I played on it earlier today. Not doing anything. That's why I played your tournament on there, Pose. I played it on the. You got one dedicated to FX and one dedicated to Pinball Emporium and / Pinball FX3, because FX3 can be played on Pinball Emporium. I haven't figured out how to add FX.
I think they're adding that stuff, or they just added in the latest patch where you're supposed to be able to launch it from front ends.
Right.
FX.
Yeah, of course, in Pinball Emporium's not going to be updated. The guy that started that, and I'm sure that they'll do it with the other one. But honestly, I'm not criticizing it. I just never have gotten used to Pinup Popper. I'm sure if I played with it long enough, I'm just not used to it. So I just leave that one on FX. If I want to play my other VPX table, let go to the other machine.
Yeah,
cool.
And I don't want Hollywood Polo to think we ignored his question, but Polo, we talked about those new tables. We did purchase them. Watch the replay. We talked about them pretty exclusively at the beginning, so we don't want to get into all that. But I didn't want him to think we ignored his question.
I wanted to say something real quick. I saw DJC. He said I have Dragon Slayer for 3DO.
Yeah,
I do love that game. I don't know if it's...
Oh, nice.
I got for the 3DO myself. I mean, when I bought my 3DO, it came with this, and I love playing Dragon Slayer, and I got Space Ace as well. So those
nice.
two. Yeah, I love the 3DO. I was kind of surprised he said that because there's not too many people I can talk about the 3DO with. They kind of look at like, oh, that was a crappy system. But I
would love to have one for my collection. I just never did get one, And Dragon's Lairs, I've bought different versions, crappy versions of the game for different systems through the years. I only have one of the New Wave 12-inch cabinets, and that's the one I have. That's one of the very first videos I ever did for my channel, when I got that cabinet. Now, I do have a second new wave cabinet coming, and that's Ghosts and Goblins. It doesn't
nice.
release it. Yeah, it doesn't release until October for Halloween, so it'll be coming. That will probably be the second and the last 12-inch cabinet I ever buy. But I had to buy the Dragon's Lair one back when it came out.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and address real quick, too. Polo asked the question about Baller Installer. Yeah, Baller Installer is just the installer for pinup poppers, the way I understand it. And I do have Popper running on that system that's got FX. And I do know that there's probably an upgrade to it that I can move over to. But again, I haven't gotten that used to the pinup popper. And so I'm just happy that I got all my tables on one machine and all on the other. And to be honest with you, I used to mess with that stuff all the time, and everything's running good for me. So what's the old adage? Don't fix something if it ain't broke.
Yep.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm thinking because I got new parts for the inside of my pinball machine, and I'm thinking there's a good chance I'm going to have to reinstall a bunch of stuff. So I may be switching over to Popper and using Baller Installer to make that. I understand it's a lot easier way to install all that stuff.
Oh, it is.
So that's probably how I'm going to be doing it. Even though I'm just using that old Pinball X, and like you said, I got used to it. So kind of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I'm used to it, why learn something new? But I think I will be when I get my new parts in for the old pinball machine.
And that's half the problem with Popper is installing it. But if you got the Baller Installer, that does make it a lot easier. It talks you right through it. And I may do that with I've got an extra hard drive. I may just remember when you were here at Bart, we had those 1 terabyte hard drives for $19.99 at Micro Center or something.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got one of those left.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, you're
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, Sean. Good to see you in here, Sean. Always love to see Sean. Go over to Sean's channel. Check out. Got some great Mario Kart racing. There's a whole bunch of Nintendo Switch stuff. Great
But
guy.
speaking of that kind of thing, this is my week of vacation, but the wife is still off too until July. So if you guys want to get any multiplayer stuff in, I know Mike's still working. He's a working stiff, but anything before early afternoon multiplayer type stuff, you guys want to get something in, we can do that this week. So iArcade or Switch or something. Quest, I would love to do some stuff, especially make fun of Mike because he's at work. We could do some golfing without him or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I did all the updates on mine, but I think I'm going to have to do what Bart told me to do. I think I charged it up. I think I'm going to have to wipe it clean and reinstall some stuff because I'm still having trouble getting that cornhole.
Oh,
I got to play
Yeah. If there's a certain day, because my wife, she keeps me up until 3 a.m, and not for fun stuff. I mean, we'll be sitting there watching news or something. It's not fun. So then I end up sleeping until like 11 o'clock. But if you guys want to get up one day and play something, we can get up and play something. And I'm just joking, Mike. I want you included too, but I know you got to work and that sucks. So, but this is my week for that. For sure.
We don't want him. We don't need him. We don't want him.
And Derek, I know Derek bought a PS5 and we're friends. So Derek, I mean, want to kill some zombies, you got to get, there's a certain point in Dead Island 2 you have to get to before you can play multiplayer. So once you get to that point, shoot me a message and we'll go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm always down to play some walkabout mini golf or any of those other games that look, I'm ready to, let's go. Let's do this.
And now I have to look and see if there's a fan for the PSVR 2 now because I started sweating today. That thing is real comfortable, but the rubber thing that they put around it, it's like a bellows on the way it is.
Oh,
so
really?
It's nice, but it really gathers the moisture. So I put it on today and there was just like sweat running down. I didn't turn on the AC ahead of time. I should have. But it's really, really neat. The way it maps out, you don't draw out for your Guardian with it. You put it on and you click the thing to map it out, and it's doing all this weird, crazy stuff. It maps it out for you, your living room. It says, okay, here's your couch here, here's somebody, your
nice.
wife's purse is in the way, this and that, and it's pretty neat.
Nice.
But
That's pretty
it
awesome.
definitely, it needs a fan.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt. If I can, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my son from the youth group, but I will be back. So it shouldn't take too long. So I'll catch you guys later.
Okay. That was good.
Oh. And my stream, it won't let me leave. Like,
just take it with you. Take it with you.
I can put you out, Mike. You want me to put you out?
Clicking on the anti.
And he ain't coming back.
There he goes.
Okay, that's it for tonight for everybody. We'll see y'all later. Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, Bart, you and I are going to have to buy PlayStation.
Funny thing is, like, you couldn't find those things anywhere, right? For the longest time. First couple years they were out. We went to Walmart yesterday, my wife and I, and walked in, and she doesn't care about electronics at all. She walked off to look at other stuff. I went over and looked, and they had probably about 10 PlayStation 5s sitting there. They probably had 6 PSVR2s there. And it's just recently that they started selling those outside of PlayStation Direct that I got mine. I ordered mine through Amazon. Now, they only had the PSVR2 just the headset with the controllers. They didn't have it bundled with the Horizon like I got through Amazon. But they were right there in the case. Like, you can just walk in and buy them now, which should have been the case from the start.
Right.
But now if you want them, they're there. At least at my Walmart there were.
So you're saying Greg and I should be expecting a package from the Pittsburgh area? You do still have Mike's credit card, right?
It's in, yeah. I'm actually broadcasting from his carport right now. So I got to hide. He's coming to get his son. I got to hide.
And for all you viewers, we want to get repeat viewers. So each week, Poe is going to release one digit of Mike's credit card number. So in 12 weeks, you'll have the whole thing. And then, or wait, is that enough numbers? Yeah. And then 16 weeks. And then you'll have to wait a few more weeks to get the expiration date. But so if you stick with us till Christmas, you'll be able to buy a really nice gift.
With that being said, I have one segment left. You guys kind of busted my balls last week about, Greg's not prepared yet. Greg's prepared this week. We're going to do a tournament this week. Guess what? It's already running. I did a video on it, recorded it about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I am going to go into it if you guys are good with it.
All right.
I got to find it. It's not a very long one, and it is here. Okay, it's FX3 tournament time here on the show. Let's take a look at the results of the tournament. We started last week's show. It was Doom, and come out number 1, Mr. Livewire, 1970, classic rock. Tony's Jorgen. There's old Derek, Pixeltorium. G Parker comes in 5. Just nudged out Off-Grid Arcade at 6. Mike CB at 7. Hollywood Polo's there at 8. And let's see if I can get this down here a little lower. Go down to the bottom. Oh, that's Off-Grid. That looks like he played that on the Switch. So, anyway, and I think you can see my score was done on the Switch too. I just thought I'd do tonight's on the cabinet. So there you go. Hats off to Mr. Livewire, 1970, for winning first place in this tournament. So let's see what we're going to do for this week.
Tournaments. Active tournaments.
Let's create a tournament.
Create tournament.
And let's go in the same direction we did before. We did Doom. Let's do Fallout. We'll make another 5-day tournament. We'll make it a private tournament. And we'll leave everything else normal. create and play. So this is, I'm recording this video ahead of time. This is pre-recorded content, so it's starting about 4 o'clock Central Time, 2 hours before the show started. And you'll have 5 days to play it. Password again, and thank goodness on FX3 you can see the password. GPARKER. See how simple that was? Hit OK. Create and play. Let's play Fallout.
Human time is done! This is the age of the super mutant!
Glad to have you with me. Ready to go. Nuka-Cola, ice cold. That was close.
Now I am playing this on Steam instead of the Switch, so if you look for it, the G Parker should be all one word without a space in there. Instead of G space Parker. I know Poe likes that G space Parker. It's just G Parker, all one word, and of course the password is G Parker.
Little man!
Same thing, all one word, lowercase. And I sat there and talked and did not get even, what did I get, 100,000 on ball 1? That's okay, you got 5 days. Really like to get a score in that would at least challenge somebody a little bit. Right up the center. Oh!
So bored here. Nothing to do. Nothing to eat.
No! Ah.
There's not even one person here.
Okay, I remember what I gotta do here.
You die now.
I gotta select the mission. And it went in the lights out.
Too fun.
Up. You're not killing anyone.
You hit like a rat roach. Smashy, smashy!
Oh no! Oh, I hit that. Oh!
Let's play, little human.
Oh!
I'm game.
2 million. Ball 2 is a lot better than ball 1.
I take it there's another job. Sweet. Good job, bro.
Ooh, was that a 7 million score I just saw pop up on the screen?
Crazy robots.
7,500,000? Am I looking at that right? Sometimes these things pop up on the screen and I lose my concentration on the ball. Oh, no. Should have nudged. Ball out. Well, let's see what kind of score we got here. Yeah, there you go. 18,805,805. Oh, there you go.
Tournament results.
Okay. Again, that's our FX3 tournament for the show this week. Jump in the tournament, have a good time. We'll We'll have another one next week. Take care. And it's back to the show. I can just find the button to take me back to the show. What the hell?
Excellent. I'm going to try to get in on this one, as long as I'm feeling good. And there's Ballistic. Ballistic, how you doing? It's great to see him.
I didn't know if I could get that to show up during the stream, and I wanted to recognize that Ballistic was here.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Ballistic showed up. He does great Atari content, which, that's my favorite system of all time as well. That's his favorite system, Atari 2600. And I don't know if he saw this Thursday coming up, Pixel Rip 1978 is coming out for the Quest 2 and for the PSVR 2. And Bart and I have talked about this too. I didn't think I would have a PSVR 2 to stream it live, but we do now. My son and I got one. I'll be streaming that live on Thursday. I'm on vacation this week. It comes out Thursday. I plan on waking up early. I always say that. I plan on waking up early, buying this game. I say early. I hope so. And I want to stream it because I can't wait for this. Atari and VR, I love both of them. Put them both together. And I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this, but Howard Scott Warshaw, one of my video game heroes, Yar's Revenge creator, and I've read his book 2 years ago, and I bought it again on Audible when it came out and listened to him actually narrate his book. He does the trailer for it. I can't wait for this game to come out. And unfortunately, it's only available on VR. I know a lot of people were saying, why can't they make this a game that other Atari fans can play on the VCS, on the Switch and stuff, and it's not available that way. But if you have a Quest 2 or a PSVR 2, it's coming out, and it's going to be out this Thursday. I'll be streaming it live on my show. I can't wait. It's going to take you back to Sunnyvale, 1978. You're going to go into the Atari 2600 and fight the bad guys. So really cool.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And I'll probably have to take a lot of bathroom breaks because I drink a lot of coffee. So there's that too.
Right.
Unless I wear a diaper. Maybe I'll wear a diaper.
There you go. You can get one from Old Pub.
A catheter.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound appealing at all.
I'd rather just tie it than not. Yeah.
Well, that's all I had tonight, guys. I'll save my thing for final thoughts, but unless you guys got anything else before we go into final thoughts, I think I've showed everything. I want to thank Bo for putting up his video tonight, and I think I had a good time. So I'm going to turn it over to Poe. You got the floor. Right?
Yeah. It said everything I had to say pretty much. Going to be doing a lot of the VR stuff. Hopefully I can play something with you guys this week. I've looked forward to this. We didn't plan on going anywhere this year just because, my kids are still pretty much at home. They don't have vacation time right now. My daughter's out of college right now, so she's working. My boy's working, so we're just staying at home for this vacation week. So I want to play some multiplayer games with my friends. Hopefully make some video segments for next week's show and play some games. That's what it's about. Do some gardening, have some fun, and maybe get some sleep. And I'm continuing on with my Popeye arcade home ports. And next up is going to be Popeye for the Intellivision. Usually I make them for Sunday, but I think I have all week to do that. So I'll be doing it for the Intellivision, and it'll come out in hopefully a couple days here. So
excellent. Looking forward to that too.
Bart?
Yeah. I don't got much to say here at the end. Other than thanks for everyone that tuned in. Looked like we had a pretty good crowd for a while. A lot of our regulars. It's good to see Ballistic Coffee Boy in here. That's always fun to see him. Derek, Hollywood Polo, Mr. Livewire. They're pretty good about coming. So thanks for being here. Looking forward to playing some stuff this week. Hopefully, Poe, we can link up on one or two different ways. Do some VR, do some arcade. I'm down for whatever. It's going to be a good time. So hopefully we can all get together. So that's about all I got.
Perfect. Well, I'm just going to say I just checked my Switch. It looks like I'm the only one in the tournament right now. Again, I'm going to start trying to set those up before the show so that I don't have to waste time during the show to show it, and I'll do a little video at the start of it. So don't forget to jump in on that. I did see somebody put in the chat that the codes are working now, but remember, if the codes aren't working, there's other workarounds to do that. With that being said, I'm going to say that again to thank you, Ballistic Coffee Boy. Now, I do believe that he is also a contender in this YouTuber of the Month. So,
yes, and he voted for me. He voted for me, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Ballistic.
What a nice thing. Yeah, that shows good sportsmanship. So I want to be a good sport and say that in the link to the description, somewhere and this at the bottom of this video is a link to that channel that in that video that where Mr. Poe Style and Ballistic Coffee Boy are nominated for that position. You can only vote for one person. Get on there and vote for one of them. Of course, I'm pulling for my boy Poe there, but Ballistic Coffee Boy's got a great channel too. So
I also want to say that Bart was in the running for that. Off Grid was in there, and he politely turned it down. So he would have been right up there. I mean, definitely. He, So
I was approached about it, and I said, I think Poe is a better guy. I think you should go with Poe. So, but yeah, it was nice when I was talked to about it, but I just don't have the time to get in on all that stuff. But then I found out you were nominated, and I'm like, excellent. Now I know where to throw my vote. How many are in it? How many different people are in it?
I think it's five people.
So I gotta choose between one of the other four. So it's looking good. Ballistic's gonna get. He's gonna get my vote.
4, and one of them has to be international.
It couldn't go to a better person, in my opinion. I'm not good with competitions. I don't like that kind of thing, especially with friends. But I am appreciative of Retro Bliss for what he's done. I do need to make a video. At first, I said I won't make a video, but I will. I'm going to thank him for that and thank everybody for showing it.
Yeah, it's a cool deal.
And make sure you do it, and don't have that old bastard, old Poe, do it.
That's an idea.
Yeah, they'll be telling me, vote for Poe or I'm going to kick your ass.
But I did meet or found those other channels through there that way, and there's some really good guys on there. Really funny guys that I found through there. So cool stuff.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah.
Well, if anything, I hope you all learned something tonight. I mean, we had some great talk about new stuff on Nintendo. Poe told you how to foreskin a disc and how to get your STD mounted. So, in your PlayStation. And I don't know, Bart showed up, Mike showed up, and, that's all we expect of them.
Bart's doing some really cool stuff at home with his computer, so that's pretty wild.
We need to get that flight simulator stuff up and running so we can start people in the air.
Yeah, I might do some videos on that stuff, but it'll be the flight simming in VR on a budget version, because I don't have a $5,000-$6,000 computer to do this flight sim, but I do, and I use my Quest 2. So, but it works and it's fun, and hopefully sometime this week I will be getting all the parts to upgrade the computer, and then I'll be able to do some more stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
With that being said, we had an hour and a half show that I thought flowed pretty nice. Again, I want to thank everybody for showing up, and let me see if I can find my outro. And with that being said, we'll see you all next Sunday night.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for watching.